seeing again Magic and Larry and Michael and the Dream Team, and then Kobe and LeBron and Wade and Paul and Kidd and Carmelo. I mean, this is the story of the NBA of the, I guess, last 40 years when the league has absolutely exploded in international popularity. And this is the story. I mean, obviously, David Stern's no longer with us, but you can kind of tell the story of the explosion of the sport internationally with some of the most famous players in the history of professional sports through these two teams, in a way.
No question. I mean, this is a sport. It's not a secret. Let's face it. It's a sport that's marketed on the backs of individual players. And one of the interesting things that J.A. and I talk about, and we're always doing it even when we're not recording, he's in Chicago and I'm in Pennsylvania, so we spend a lot of time staring at each other in Zoom. To make the comparisons like Michael, Kobe, these aren't exact, but Kobe is Michael. LeBron is Magic. Surprisingly, Carmelo turns out to be kind of a Barkley figure, like the guy that kept everybody loose at practice. Wade is kind of the Pippen guy, like he was at height of his career, high energy, played offense, played defense. So, as you said, those bold-faced names are pretty much the history of the league from 1984 till now. And the other thing that dawned on us was the 2003 draft produced LeBron at number 1. I'll give you $1 if you can say the number 2 pick, but you're a football man. Why would you know that? Number 3 is Carmelo. Number 4 is Bosh. Number 5 is Wade. Number 2 was Darko Milicic, by the way.
Well, my producer, Chris Brockman, got in my ear as you were saying it, Jack. I was going to try and sound smart, but I'll pass the ball to my. I try to make my teammates look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the basketball mentality. Phil, we're very Zen triangle like here on the show.
I should have let you. And,
okay.
And the interesting thing is, Dwayne's out of the league. Bosh is out of the league. Carmelo's, now with the Trailblazers. LeBron, this is the 2003 draft. LeBron, it's 2021. He's still, if he's not the best player in the league, he's the second best or he's the third best. I would still argue probably all-around game, he's the best. So his dominance of that era really, you didn't need a podcast to tell you, but the more we talk about him and you start to compare other players who were around there and things, and to have that guy still on top is really, really a remarkable thing.
One of the co-hosts of the Diversion podcast, the Dream Team tapes. I'm going to have J.A. Donde on next week. Right now, Jack McCallum here. So we're comparing the Dream Team and the Redeem Team. Is there a member of the Redeem Team who was kept off because Kobe was pissed about even the concept of playing with them? Is there one of those as well? Or since Kobe's the Michael of this Redeem Team?
Well, Jack? Isaiah wanted to play on the 2008 Redeem Team, but he had been retired for 15 years. But no, there is not that exact. There is not that. What was interesting was that this team had tryouts. You can't appoint, even though Colangelo said we need this commitment. He had got, obviously he wants LeBron, obviously he wants Kobe, obviously he wants Dwayne Wade. But he had a tryout system. So a lot of guys that were playing, even in 2006, they played in the World Championships, and they played in a qualifier the next year. They had to. A few of those guys that played in that were not on the final Redeem Team. Chauncey Billups, Mike Miller, a couple, Maury Stoudemire, a couple other guys. So if there were hard feelings, and I'm sure there were, it did not get anywhere near the attention of the Michael Isaiah contra attempt, which still that happened in 1992, and I could still make a radio circuit, kind of talking about it because both of those guys loom so large in the history of the NBA.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.